Welcome. For those of you who've been with me since day one, thank you. For my new people, hey. So for today's recipe, we are going to be making cinnamon rolls. What can I say? Who doesn't love cinnamon rolls? And they're better homemade. So let's get to it. This recipe is simple, but it does have 3 parts. You have your cinnamon roll, your filling, and your icing. For this recipe, you will need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of warm milk. I'm using oat milk. 1 pack of instant yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 large egg, and 3 tablespoons of salted butter. Soften. For the filling, you will need 1 stick of salted butter, soften, 1 cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And for our icing, you will need 4 ounces of cream cheese, soften, 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk, 1/4 cup of salted butter, soften, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Make sure to preheat your oven at 325. So to start, we're going to put our yeast in our cup of milk. We're going to add our sugar. If you're using regular yeast, just make sure you wait at least 5 minutes for it to foam up. If you're using instant, you can just get right to it. Just want to mix this, and now I'm going to pour this in my mixer. You can mix this by hand, but I'd rather use my machine. I'm gonna add our salt. Add the butter. Gonna add our egg. I'm gonna crack it separately, just in case I get shell. Alright. Add that in here. And we're going to add our flour as well. Alright, so we're going to mix this on low to start. And once the flour starts to separate from the bowl or is no longer sticking, then we'll pick up the speed. So I'm just gonna check my dough to see, because you want it to be sticky, but you don't want it to stick to your hands. If that is the case, then you need to add just a little bit more flour. So mine is sticking to my hand, so I am gonna add just a little bit more. So I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons. So I added 2 tablespoons to start, and then I did add a 1/3 tablespoon of flour. I've made this before with regular 1% milk, and it didn't need that, but I'm thinking because I'm using oat milk that it did require more flour. Depending on the milk you use, just monitor it. The best way to know is when it's not sticking to your bowl. And then when you grab it, you want to make sure that it's kind of sticky, but it's not sticking to your hands, which is what's happening here. So this is good. So I have a grease bowl here. I grease this with cooking spray. You can grease it with butter or your Pam. And I'm just going to put this down here and cover it with my towel for an hour. You want this to double in size. See you in an hour. So our dough proofed in an hour. As you can see, doubled in size. First, I'm going to put a little bit of flour here on my counter. Just a little bit. Make sure you clean your counter. Now I'm going to slap it. So you want to punch your dough. All the frustrations you had today, take it out on this baby. It is totally fine. Okay, so now we're gonna roll this into a rectangle the best that you can. So I took my 1 stick of butter and I melted it. So now we are just going to brush this entire rectangle with our butter. I have my brown sugar here that I've already mixed with my cinnamon. So I'm just going to generously sprinkle this all around town. And then we're going to go over again with butter. So now we are going to roll this as tight as possible. So I never add the butter on top of the cinnamon sugar. That was a suggestion I got from someone else. A bit messy, but we're gonna keep moving forward. So I have my pan that I've greased here. This is a 9x13 pan. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my cinnamon rolls. And I'm just gonna place them here in the pan. So now we're gonna leave our cinnamon rolls in our pan to rise for about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm just going to put my towel over them again, and I see you in 45 minutes. So we let our cinnamon rolls sit for about 40 minutes, and they have expanded in size. So now I'm going to put these in the oven for 14 minutes or until they get a little brown on the top. While our cinnamon rolls are baking, we're now gonna move on to making our icing. So first, I'm gonna put my cream cheese in my mixing bowl. I'm also going to add my butter. So I'm using my paddle attachment, and I'm going to mix this until these two incorporate. Okay. Gonna add my powdered sugar. I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of milk. I'm using oat milk again. I'm gonna add my vanilla. I'm also using Dominican vanilla extract, but you can use whichever one you want or have. And then we mix. Just gonna stop it to scrape the sides. you just want to mix this until it's fluffy. Mine is already kind of velvety. I'm just going to keep going until it is at the consistency that I want. I am done mixing my icing. It looks really good. It looks really smooth, as you can see, and it tastes. That is going to go awesome with my cinnamon rolls. And we will ice our cinnamon rolls after they cool. You don't want this to melt. You want it to stick. All right, so I baked my cinnamon rolls for 30 minutes. As you guys know, my oven is a little funny, but here it is. Before they baked, there was a lot of space in this pan, and as you can see, they have expanded. I did let them cool for about 10 minutes. So now it's time to ice. Looking good. So there's one here tucked in the corner, which I'm just going to take a little piece of. Just a corner piece here. I'm going to taste. Oh man. Oh, that felt so warm in my tummy. That's good. So I thought I was going to be able to just eat a little bite, but I am going to put one on a plate. Here's one of our rolls. So if you want to take a chance on this recipe, please be sure to take a picture and tag my Instagram page at G Culinary Adventures, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, bye.